Steel feed lip, Shooter's Ridge magazine. Two Shooter's Ridge steel feed lip single stack 25 round magazine. I don't know if you can see that. Failure to feed. Welcome back to Lock and Reload. So I am bringing you another Ruger 1022 magazine. This is another Shooter's Ridge single stack 1022 magazine for 22 long rifle. This one has a steel feed lip or a steel head. This one is identical to the polymer Shooter's Ridge single stack 22 long rifle for the Ruger 1022. Now, as you saw in the footage, we were having a lot of issues with this one. I expected this one to perform way better than the polymer one because of the steel feed lip, more positive feeding, better feeding. But actually, on the contrary, we got a lot of negative results with this particular magazine. It is set up the same way as the polymer. It is identical to the polymer as far as, function, or supposed to be. It is built in the same parameters, except for the fact that it has steel feed lips. I expect that, and this one is supposed to hold out a lot longer than the polymer because it's steel. Now, what we were experiencing a lot of flat nosing, and if you don't know what flat nosing is when you have a cartridge that, comes up into the feed lips, the bullet itself is supposed to stick up a little bit to go ahead and go feed into the feed ramp, and then you have positive feeding into the feed ramp and then going ahead and firing it. Well, it was flat nosing it, so it would flatten out and then I would either have to rack the slide or I'd have to tap this on my boot to go ahead and bring the next cartridge up to the feed lips. I was very displeased with this magazine. It disheartens me to go ahead and bring you a bad product review. I occasionally do get a bad product. Now, granted, generally I like to do this with two magazines to have a more non-biased. But honestly, I mean, these things aren't cheap. These things are like $22 a copy. $23. I've seen them at $20 at the least. But I expected for the money that you spend on a 1022 magazine to be a little bit better. I mean, we've tried different ammunitions, like my polymer. My polymer magazine, we shot a lot of different ammunition, and it ran flawlessly. This one, on the other hand, not so much. This one, like I stated, we were flat nosing. It was terrible. So as you saw in the footage, I mean, it is what it is. Again, I don't like putting out a bad gear review, but these are some things that Shooter's Ridge should probably work on. I don't know what they did different with this one than the polymer, but whatever you did, Shooter's Ridge, it was a bad idea. I don't know if the specifications are off a little bit, not entirely sure. But when I look at the polymer versus the steel head versus the polymer, they look identical. But it is what it is. But again, there's not a whole lot else to say. The footage says it all, and I was very displeased. I shot it in the summer, I shot it in the winter. When I first got it, it ran fairly decent. But as time went on, the more I shot with this, the worse it got. So whatever you did, Shooter's Ridge, fix it, because these things are not cheap. For a magazine, I expected a lot better out of Shooter's Ridge because they generally make pretty good products. You look at their magazine loaders, you look at their barrels, you look at their stocks. They're generally high speed, low drag, very good products, except for their 25 round single stack magazine for the Ruger 1022 and 22 long rifle, especially with the steel feed lips. I expected a lot better out of this. I was very disappointed. But at any rate, this is Shooter's Ridge 25 round single stack magazine for the Ruger 1022. This is Lock and Reload. As always, catch you later.
She said, I've got Napoleon complex. I don't know why, but I think she's right.